Welcome to NPO Showcase. I'm Sister Barbara Hanson, the Community Outreach Coordinator here at the Community Media Center. NPO Showcase provides visibility to the many nonprofit organizations in the greater Grand Rapids area, organizations that improve the quality of life in our city and throughout our community. My guest on this first segment is Tom DeJonge, the Superintendent of the Grand Rapids Christian Schools. Welcome, Tom.
Thank you, Sister Barbara.
Well, Tom, I read with great interest that the Christian schools had just completed a strategic plan. Talk a little bit about why your board thought that was necessary and how you went about it.
Probably about 8 or so years ago, the Board of Trustees at Grand Rapids Christian Schools determined that the strategic planning process was of significant value. And so they established a standing committee of our board, which elevated it in its importance, certainly within the community. And that strategic planning committee was formulated, as I said, about 8 years ago for the purpose of looking down the road and into the future for future planning. Our most recent strategic plan officially came to a close as of this month, August of 2008. And so about a year ago, the board charged a new strategic plan to be completed. And that strategic plan was for the purpose of positioning Grand Rapids Christian Schools for long-term sustainability, health, and vitality within the city of Grand Rapids. And so that speaks a bit to the need for strategic planning, for the need for a board to not just respond to the day-to-day sorts of challenges that we and all schools face, but also the need to plan for, in our case, future generations of kids.
Of course. What are some of the elements of the new plan?
There are a number of elements that are included with the strategic plan. They're known as strategic initiatives. That's what they've come to be known. The initiatives basically divide into 4 key areas. One of them being the spiritual formation of our students. That's a very important element within this strategic plan. Another specific initiative has to do with admissions and recruitment and the whole concept of mission advancement into the broader community to open our doors to a greater number of kids and families who desire Christian education for their kids. A third element is the whole concept of elementary school consolidation. That became an important part of the strategic planning process itself, which has now been approved by the board. And basically what that has done was it reviewed just a lot of data that we have available, a lot of enrollment trends, demographic trends, changes within the city, changes in the suburban communities to try to determine what made the most sense to position us for long-term health and sustainability. And so elementary school consolidation was an important element of that plan as well. And the last is tuition assistance. And in tuition assistance, or in another word might be scholarships, how can we help create a venue or an avenue for Christian education to be available to as many families as possible, regardless of socioeconomic status? We know that there's a need within the community. We know that the desire is there. And we also know that tuition can be a hurdle for a number of families, and we want to eliminate that hurdle as best as we can. So those are really the 4 elements of the current plan.
Sounds like you're very comprehensive.
It's broad.
Yes, it is.
Very broad.
This consolidation, when will that happen?
Well, the plan right now is for us to, once we secure a location, determine what that location will be. And once we have an opportunity to begin to get important feedback and input from our staffs and from our families to begin to design and hopefully construct, following a fundraising effort or remodel, depending if we buy an existing or use an existing building, design or renovate a school so that it would open in the fall of 2010. Takes a little while.
Yes.
Our efforts to improve capital are done through fundraising efforts because we don't have state and federal funds or the ability to bond like our local publics do. So we go through a comprehensive fundraising campaign, which we're starting to do so quietly already, to see whether or not there's capacity and interest and support from our charitable community. But the intention is that we are able to raise the funds necessary to take care of any renovation or construction costs so that we could begin construction even late this coming winter.
Sure. Tom, your students are the reason that the schools exist, so how does the strategic plan, what kind of opportunities will students have as a result of this plan?
One of the elements of the strategic planning process itself has been the whole concept of how do we sustain high-quality program. And one of the things that we do have are very high-quality comprehensive programs at Grand Rapids Christian Schools, and it becomes increasingly important as rigor and standards are adjusted at the state level that we position ourselves to be able to continue that high-quality program, comprehensive program, especially as kids get into the secondary programs, because that's at that level where you start to really have to prepare kids for college and beyond, which is where the vast majority of our students go. So how do kids benefit from the plan? They hopefully will benefit from our ability to not only sustain high-quality programs, but to also enhance the program opportunities that are available to Grand Rapids Christian School kids.
Mm-hmm.
The second and equally important element of this plan is that the kids who attend a Grand Rapids Christian School will be completely surrounded in a faith environment where they can learn and understand that both school and church are there to support the faith formation of kids along with parents. And it becomes a very important element of the plan as we want to fully integrate faith in learning and as we support parents who want their children to be raised in a faith and rich environment where they know that whatever they do, whatever their strengths, whatever their path, wherever their path takes them, that they know that they do all in honor and glory of Christ. And that's our mission, and that's a unique mission that Christian schools and Catholic schools certainly share within our community.
Mm-hmm. I recently interviewed the DeVos Arts and Worship Center, the manager there, and I got a very good idea of how that facility is used and how that supports that very faith dimension that you were just talking about. Enrollment certainly is changing, and how parents are able to afford Catholic schools and Christian schools is certainly a piece of it. So as you look at those demographics and at the future, the consolidation is just a piece of that piece that makes sense, I take it.
It's an operational and now programmatic response.